Thank you.
Come in. Hello, Doc.
How are you, Paul?
Sure glad to see you. How's Mother?
Oh, a little worried about you, otherwise all right. I saw her this morning.
Well, Professor Muehlbach's a good host. I'm enjoying it here.
That's fine.
Oh, look, Doc, I found something in Plato I'd like to show you.
Oh, yes, yeah. Great chap, Plato. Modern today as he was in his own time. Paul, how'd you like to take a little ride with me?
Well, that depends on Professor Muehlbach. We'll have to ask him.
Well, let's do that.
Well, how do you find your patient, Doctor?
He looks rested, but I'd like to take him for a drive in the fresh air so he won't feel shut in here. That is, if you have no objections.
Not at all. Provided you don't keep him out too long.
Oh, a half hour or so. We'll take a drive through the hills. This is beautiful country.
I trust you will urge Paul to relax and talk more freely.
I'm very anxious for him to get straightened out so he can go back to school. If he falls any further behind, I'm afraid he'll overwork again.
Of course.
Well, come along, Paul. We won't be long.
That was luck. I didn't think he'd let me go.
He couldn't very well refuse. I saw Armstrong. He's having the prints checked. And Paul, while I was at the city hall, I saw your mother and Curtis go into the marriage license bureau.
But, Doc, she promised me.
I know how you feel. It hasn't been easy for me to accept this situation either.
Maybe it won't have to.
What do you mean?
There's an abandoned farm building near here, exactly like in my dream. I saw it from the roof.
Paul, one ramshackle old building looks much like another.
Maybe. But something very strange happened on that roof this afternoon. I had a feeling that Muehlbach was going to shove me off when you drove up.
Are you sure you're not just imagining these things, Paul?
Sure, I'm sure. And I'll tell you something else, too. Curtis drove himself up here last night.
Curtis driving? That's strange. He told me he couldn't.